Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's video. I know it's something different, but I'm just trying it out. Today we're diving into Cyberpunk 2077 and exploring why I believe it has one of the most immersive and powerful stories slash lore in gaming history to date. From the dark atmosphere of Night City to the unforgettable characters and a story that pulls at your heart, this game does something truly unique in the world of video games. Let's get into this. So, for my first point, Cyberpunk 2077 doesn't just have a dark and gritty universe, it has a world where survival itself is a constant struggle. Regardless of who you are, whether you're a lowly scavenger or a corporate bigwig, Night City can crush you without a warning. Take the scavs, for example, who kidnap and butcher people for parts and organs as well. This is the brutal reality of Night City. The corporations like Arasaka, who exploit the desperate for profit. This atmosphere isn't just window dressing, it permeates every aspect of the game, reminding players that survival and loyalty are luxuries few can afford. Point number two. Each character in Cyberpunk 2077 feels like a real person, with their own complex emotions, goals, and dreams, even if those dreams are destined to clash with the harsh reality of Night City. Take Judy Alvarez, for example. For, for example, her passion for helping her community is both inspiring and tragic because deep down she knows she's fighting an uphill battle. Or Panam Palmer, who constantly seeks freedom but finds herself shackled by Night City's chaos. And then there's Jackie Wells, a character you can't help but love, whose optimism, and loyalty, optimism, oh my god, optimism, optimism, and loyalty makes him a beacon of hope in a hopeless world. These characters are so well crafted that players can't help but feel like they're real, pulling us deeper into the story. Point three. The game's story is all about trying to live in Night City and staying alive. And how you do that is up to you. You can be a bad boy or girl and rob people. Jesus Christ. The game's story is all about trying to live in Night City and stay alive. How you do that is up to you. You can be a bad boy or girl and rob people, or you could try to climb the corporate ladder and become an executive. Although, your chances are low if you try to go that path. No, the most common path in Night City is to commit crimes and try to make eddies that way. Which, by the way, eddies is eddies is the current currency in Cyberpunk 2077. That and Euro dollars are the main type of money in the game. Living in Night City is hell on earth. High death rates, high crime, high death rates, high crime rates, many corrupt officials, even the police department is even the oh my god, even the police department is considered a gang among some in Night City. The lore is very rich in Cyberpunk. Let me read some of the lore from the Cyberpunk universe. Hmm. This is a quote, and I did not write this. The Unification War, also known as the Metal War, was a conflict between the new United States and free states of North America that occurred between 2069 and 2070. Officially recognized as a war between the new United States of America and the autonomous Free States, the Unification War is also considered a corporate war by scholars due to the essential participation of the competing Militech and Arasaka corporations. The conflict is also referred to as the Metal Wars due to the wide use of cutting-edge military technology, including vast amounts of armored vehicles such as panzers. And here's another quote. Well, I didn't write this, but here's another lore. In 2069, the recently elected president of the new United States, Rosalind Myers, presented a unification program to extend federal rule over the autonomous separatist free states under the pretense of strengthening the nation. Most of these states oppose unification, leading to an inevitable conflict. The NUSA, backed by nationalized Militech forces and in support of the former free states of Southern California and Utah, declared war on the loose alliance of free states Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming, Montana, Arizona, Nevada, and Northern California. Washington, Oregon, and Idaho remain neutral in the conflict at the price of making some concessions to the federal government. The Republic of Texas did not side with the NUSA or join the alliance, and instead had its own agenda, opposing both sides. Other non-mentioned free states taken by surprise by the NUSA aggression surrendered immediately. The new United States was the first to act, striking at the states of Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming, Montana, and Arizona. Seeking to reestablish its influence on North America, the Arasaka Corporation took the opportunity to secretly finance the Free State. Despite the new weapons and the corporate secret advisors, the alliance was pressed hard by the NUSA military, which was made up mostly of Militech advanced technology and backed up by the rest of the federal states. The conflict continued to escalate, leading to the Battle of Ridge Crest in South California, which became the bloodiest battle in the war, with at least 3,078 people reported dead in one day. End quote. Moving on to point 4. From the first corporate war to the fourth corporate war, CD Projekt Red did an amazing job creating this game and following the lore that was already created and making Cyberpunk 2077 around that lore and creating such a perfect story that fits perfectly in place among the already established lore in universe. One thing I hate in video game stories and just stories in general is when the creator takes someone else's work slash lore or universe and just injects random crap that just does not fit in universe and just doesn't make any sense to begin with. Getting back on point, you play as V. V is just your run-of-the-mill person just trying to live his life in Night City and trying to stay alive in what could only be called living hell. During V's adventures throughout the game, he will come to be accompanied by Johnny Silverhand, rocker boy legend from the past, and a type of ghost form helping V along the way. But it doesn't start out with the two liking each other. It takes time for the two to become good friends, and towards the end of the story, it had me in tears how close Johnny and V in the game. And towards the end of the story, it had me in tears how close Johnny and V got in the game. I can't recall other games before bringing out this emotion in me, and I have a very dark heart and sense of humor, so that's saying something coming from me. The world of Cyberpunk 2077 isn't just a backdrop, it's a fully fleshed out history brought to life by CD Projekt Red. They didn't just pull from the source material, they honored it, embedding details of the first to fourth corporate wars that shape the world V lives in. The legendary rocker boy Johnny Silverhand, who guides V throughout the story, isn't just a famous face, he's a relic of Night City's past, carrying with him the scars of its violent history. CD Projekt Red made sure that even if you never touched the original RPG, you still feel the weight of this lore. Moving on to point 5, the Outer World. So you don't want to live in Night City, right? So why not cross the sea and go to the EU? It has to be better over there, right? Wrong. Not not so long ago, most shipments were made via sea on freighters. Cheap and quick and relatively safe. But during the Fourth Corporate War, some genius in Arasaka had an idea to release automated self-replicating mines controlled by AI into the ocean. What could possibly go wrong? Well, a lot turns out. The AI had a single objective: destroy enemy vessels. Simple, right? NUSA/Militech ships would get blown out of the water, while Arasaka and Free State ships would, would sail by untouched, except for the AI's ironclad logic, since there was a non-zero probability that a vessel waving a friendly flag might also have enemies on board. In the interest of optimization, it would also be sunk, of course, when the leadheads back at Arasaka HQ realized what they'd done. They rushed to update the software only for the AI to reject it as a virus, and thus because of a handful of individuals' complete lack of imagination and foresight, the history of our maritime travel came to an end. Hmm. Cyberpunk 2077 Cyberpunk 2077 isn't just about Night City. If you thought the world outside might offer a break, you're dead wrong. Across the sea, the EU is facing its own problems, from self-replicating AI mines left by Arasaka to entire countries like the Netherlands drowning due to the rising sea levels. And don't think the free states in America have it any easier place. Oh my God. And don't think the free states in America have it any easier like Texas any easier places like Texas remains independent and hostile. CD Projekt Red create a world that feels vast, interconnected, and unified in its decay. So you can say goodbye to sailing across the sea. How about flying, you ask? Well, no airliner. Well, no. Airliners aren't really a thing anymore. At least not for the poor people in the world. Here's some EU lore in the Cyberpunk universe. By 2077, the Netherlands and Belgium fell victim to widespread coastal flooding caused by the rising sea level. Refugees from the two countries tried to seek shelter in Scandinavia by boat, but were refused entry. The Swedish Navy sank some refugee boats to pressure the rest to turn back. That same year, Switzerland announced it had automated 90% of its military with the exception of its officer corps. The government planned to phase out the officer corps and reach 100% automation by 2080, fulfilling the country's dream of achieving true neutrality, as the automated military could be programmed to only defend the Swiss border and never act with aggression towards a neighboring country. End quote. Well, not a quote, but end lore. Hmm. Anyways, we are at the end, ladies and gentlemen. Conclusion. Cyberpunk 2077 isn't just a game. It's an experience that immerses players in one of the richest, most unforgiving universes gaming has ever seen. From unforgettable characters to lore that stretches beyond the city borders, CD Projekt Red delivered a masterpiece in world building. If you haven't explored Night City yet, I highly recommend it. And for those who have, Let me know in the comments. What were your favorite moments? Who were your favorite characters? And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.